Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. Ripoffs. There's a millions of them. A million ripoffs, specifically horror ripoffs. There's millions of those, right? What I'm here to talk about today is a Saw ripoff or a Saw clone. Apparently, there's a bunch on Tubi. But we're talking about a movie called Are You Scared? A ripoff so much that it was actually distributed by Lionsgate, although it's on none of the stuff. Even when we look up on Wikipedia, you don't see it, but it is distributed by it. Not produced or anything else, just distributed. Like they said, okay, you can rip us off, but we're going to distribute the film so at least we make some money off of it. And it's a group of six of them. Hold on. 2, 3, 4. Six people who are thrown into this warehouse and have to be put into traps by some mysterious guy with a melted face. Yeah. We also because this is parodying Saw, we follow two cops whose involvement in this plot might as well be non-existent because it doesn't add anything. One cop is the rash guy who runs into everything, basically, rig or whatever. I think he's supposed to be a Detective Matthews ripoff, where his excess anger gets the best of him. He doesn't listen. He goes off the hinge. And the other one, I think, is supposed to be a Detective Carrie ripoff. She's a special agent, and she does all in this movie. To be honest, but I will say, I did find it somewhat enjoyable. So there's that. We get some enjoyment out of it. Yeah. So we start off with the first trap of the movie. The music that's playing, it feels like trailer music, like dum, once upon a time, dum, a long time ago. Dum. It's got that, I kept waiting for, like a trailer music is what it sounds like. But this is Tara, whatever you want to call her, and she is applying to be a model. I guess she wants a modeling contract, and our mysterious guy, who is known as the Shadow Man or Fake Jigsaw, Gubtody, whatever he calls him, Cricket throughout his review. I don't remember him ever saying it, but I will call him Fake Jigsaw. So Fake Jigsaw tells her you have to press two buttons in a certain order. Red button first, then the green button. Okay? And then you have to in order to get to her contract. So she goes in and she can't find the red button. She's figuring out, where's the red button? She does eventually find it, and she's tied up, so she uses her head to do it, and that's a hint of what's going to happen. And then we see that the green button is at the bottom of this tank with some liquid in it, which you find out is acid. And she has to hit the button with it, and she puts her head in, and it burns her face, and we get the credits. Are you scared? And then we cut to our cops. Detective Bowman, who I'll be referring as Discount Greg Kinnear, because that's what he reminds me of. I think he's supposed to be a Donnie Wahlberg type. But he's investigating, and he's joined by Special Agent Robson, who is pretty much Carrie, and they're doing this investigation together, apparently. And they find the girl dead. And I went, how? All she did was stick her face in there. It looks like the acid ate through her entire body. Did she keep sticking her head in there? Is that it? Now, exactly what the whole thing was about, we're not sure yet. That is until we get our actual characters. Jason, Dylan, his twin sister Cherie, which I spelled it wrong, Kelly, who's actually our main character and final girl, Brandon and Laura, who I think are together. And they all kind of meet up. Jason is the only one who's locked in a cage. Now, they said that the thing was jammed, so I think he was supposed to be locked in there, but he's freaking out. He's also our only African American character. So you know what's about to happen, right? So they find out they're on this game show that they apparently applied for called Are You Scared? Yeah, it's a game show that makes you face your fears. So you have to apply by saying who you are and what your biggest fear is. So Jason, of course, as is foretold because he is black, is our first victim. Yeah. And he's afraid of waiting for surgery. Not surgery, waiting for it. But that's not what the thing is. Because it is in the video, he says, I hate sitting in the waiting room while you're waiting for surgery. This trap is so stupid. So he says, and I'm confused because I swear he says that there is a bomb and the key to stopping it is hidden in you. And he has to perform surgery to get it. Standard Saw thing there, right? Sure. But it gets confusing. So he begins to get more scared when he does this because now, even though the video said that he was afraid of waiting for surgery, it's now just, now he's afraid of surgery, he's afraid to do it. And what's more is that there's laughing gas there. He's supposed to use as a sedative. He says, it'll put you to sleep. Not enough and you'll feel the pain. Too much and you'll never wake up. And I went, but if you're hitting that, you're going to pass out. What's the point of him doing it? So he gets nervous. You know what to do. He hits the gas and can't bring himself to cut it open. Now, this made me think back to Saw when Amanda had to stab into that dude's stomach. There's no... Like, the key's in there. So did Jigsaw make him swallow the key? Because there's no surgical thing in that guy's stomach. She just hacks it. I don't know. But he's too afraid to even do anything and says, I'm not doing it. And then the time runs out. By the way, they all get like a minute to do this thing. Time runs out and he explodes from the inside. And when they show an x-ray, it doesn't look like a key. And then he explodes from the inside out, and I went, wait, was the bomb inside him? Because that's not what he said. He said the key to stopping the bomb was inside of him. Which makes me think if the bomb was inside of him, even if you got it out, it would still explode, yes? These traps don't make any sense. No. And what's more is that, to a certain point, like, the other people that are there don't get to see these traps happen. At least not at first. Because, like, they're like, okay, Jason has to go do his thing. And he leaves. And they just kind of... The rest of them just kind of sit there waiting for him. And I'm like, really? The whole point of the Saw movies is that it's torture, right? They gotta do a thing. Like, this is reminiscent of the second one. Like... When certain people have to do their jabs, the others have to watch. Like, they throw Amanda in that pit. Everyone else is freaking out. That's the whole thing. Here, no, not really. Next is Dylan, who is ready for anything. He's ready to do his thing. But he cannot do it without his sister. Apparently, this is a brother-sister-twin thing. According to fake Jigsaw. So... they have to do this together, and we get their audition tape where Dylan says he's not afraid of anything. Then why go on the show? What's the point? Why would he get picked? Oh, because his sister's fear is she's afraid of losing her brother. It's like, I get it. It's a legitimate fear, sure. But Dylan is kind of right. So that's stupid. Yeah. That's fucking stupid. But you know where this is going to go. So it's a double trap. Instead of a mechanism that unlocks them if the trap is done, they have to handcuff themselves to the thing. That's not how it works. Because as you'll see, it's kind of, they had to kind of write something in here. Because I'm like, wait, we'll get there. So then Dylan is told he has this thing, press, presses it, and the drill starts heading towards his face. But when he stops it, another drill happens, activates, and starts going towards Cherie's face. And fake Jigsaw says, if one stops, the other will keep going. So, you know what this is going to be. The sister's whole thing is that she's afraid of losing her brother, so it's more for her than him. He's not afraid of anything, so of course he's going to take the drill. Or it should be, in other words, think about it, she should be the one taking the drill for him. She doesn't want to lose her brother, right? But he takes the drill. But this takes so long to get through, because not only are we in this scene with them, the others finally realize something else is going on and find where their friend, these other guys are not friends, they don't know each other, where Dylan and Cherie are, and try to break in, but can't. And so Dylan takes the drill to the head in a bad CGI shot. It is not good. No, I was like, that looks off. And I rewound it. That's CGI blood, that's why it looks off. This is cheap. You know Lionsgate didn't put any money into this because it's so cheap. It's so cheap. So then the others like, okay, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. We need to get out of here. And Kelly, by the way, has a secret. She's mentioned it before. Unprovoked. She's like, I have a secret. Okay. She even says that in her video later we see it. But what's the point of pointing that out? I don't know. Because it comes back at the end, but still, why would you put that in your audition tape? Why would you tell it to random people? Like, we need to get out of here, we need to go. She's like, no, we need to save Cherie. She's stuck in there. Because, unlike the real Jigsaw, there's no mechanism to deactivate her being stuck there when the thing is done. Like, if this was Jigsaw, when Dylan died, her thing should unlock. But it didn't, because this guy is not as smart. But during this, we also go back and forth between Viscount Greg Kinnear and Special Agent Robson as they are doing their investigation. And they are talking to this guy who is like, oh yeah, he ordered this box, and yeah, you get his name? No. Oh, man, he gave me this address to ship this drill to, and and I'm like, well, it's not his real address. Turns out it is his real address, but not the address of the building. Not the address to the building where the people are. It's just to an apartment where, Robson rightfully says, oh, we can't do anything unless we have a warrant. Discount Greg Kinnear is like, who cares? Breaks down the door. Well, yeah, and they find evidence. But now, because he did that, all evidence they find is dismissible, right? Because he didn't have a warrant to find such evidence, right? Isn't that how the thing works? I'm not a cop. I don't know. But, yeah, they find evidence, but I don't know how much that's going to work. Hold him in court now if they try to take him down. Eventually, they do find a building. But anyway, so, because Kelly doesn't want to leave Cherie, Brandon and Laura, the other two left, take off and try to find a way out. While Kelly, as soon as they leave, she finds the thing, oh, hey, and breaks down the door. And I'm like, you couldn't think of that before? No. And they're able to get Cherie out. And so now they're kind of two different sides here. We have Kelly and Cherie on one side and Brandon and Laura on the other. It's Brandon's turn, and he's afraid of the dark. Wouldn't you know it? His trap is so fucking stupid. So, he's told he has to go into this dark room, and all he has to do is make it across the dark room. That's it, and it's a way out. But, he has this thing where he pull it, and it turns the light on. But it's a light that's so freaking bright that it blinds him. And for a brief second, he can see that there are shotguns in a circle aimed at him. So all he needs to do is fall down to his knees and crawl out. But he doesn't. And you're supposed to believe, oh, he's so disoriented from the light that he doesn't know what he's doing. Bullshit. I've been disoriented by light, and I can still manage stuff. You stand there and catch yourself for a minute, you'll be fine. But he doesn't. He just moves and gets shot. But unfortunately, it's not the end of him. And we just sort of forget about Laura for now. I guess. Well, Detective Bowman and Special Agent Robson have made it to the building. And Discount Greg Kinnear thinks he has to check the perimeter. Only this time, even though it's very obvious there's no one in the elevator, but he gets in the elevator. And Kelly and Cherie get separated, and now our man behind the camera decides, I'm going to get up and walk around and do something. Which is the most anti-Jigsaw thing, because Jigsaw's whole thing is that I only put you in the trap. I'm not a murderer. What happens to you is your fault. Because I put you in the trap. I gave you the rules. You know, you're about to find out that this is going to swerve the furthest from Saw with this ending. But, yeah, so he's chasing him down at my speed. Like, I think I could be faster than him. He's hobbling along at a speed that is so slow that it's just like, why? But we found out that Laura does have a test. She's afraid of germs, which makes no sense because earlier Brandon's like, "Hey, I'm gonna open up this cage thing, and you're gonna go out the fire escape." She goes, "I can't." I'm like, "Oh, her fear is heights." What was the point of that line if it was germs? And if she's there with her intestines tied around her arms, and she's gotta have rats eat their intestines off to be free. I don't know. She dies? I don't know what this test is. It's not explained at all. I don't know. It's like they gave up. They're like, oh, we need one more test. I don't know. Tie her arms with her intestines and have the rats bite it up. It doesn't make any sense. And this is where you see that the cop plot isn't needed. Discount Greg Kinnear shows up. And he gets in the elevator. He's in the elevator. He opens it up. And he's like, hey, I'm here to help you. And then fake Jigsaw comes from the other side and does the Sean William Scott from Final Destination cover. He cuts his head in half. Yeah, with an axe. He does it with an axe instead of a piece of scrap metal. But yeah. So he wasn't help. And we see that Special Agent Robson won't be help either because she's just walking around the roof. Instead of getting in the elevator like her partner did and following him, no, I'm going to walk around the outside of the building and because she checks the perimeter far too well. And Cherie is also killed off by fake Jigsaw. He snaps her head off in a horrible effect. But we're down to the last test. It's Kelly's test. And Kelly's mother is strapped to a bed. And I don't know what the test is supposed to be, but we now find out that it doesn't matter because this is all revenge. Because it turns out that fake Jigsaw is Kelly's father, who was abusive. And so they set him on fire years ago, which is why he has melty face. And now he's out for revenge. So that entailed killing a bunch of randos along with his own daughter and ex-wife. Really. Kelly is able to defeat him by setting him on fire again and leaving just as Robson shows up. And then we cut to some time later. She's in her apartment getting ready to go. And she sees a news report that says there are only 6 bodies found. Jason, Dylan, Cherie, Brandon, Laura, Detective Bowman. Okay, yeah. Because with fake Jigsaw would be... Because Tara was already found. So yeah, it would supposed to be 7 with fake Jigsaw, her father. But, no, yeah. Only 6 bodies found. Like, oh no, what happened? And they're like, we're not sure if all of the if all of them were caused by the fire, or died in the fire, obviously, there would still be the gizmos and gadgets set up, right? And in our confusing ending, somehow, Fake Jigsaw is able to mess with Kelly's TV and make you see footage of her right now, live footage, and he shows up behind her, attacks her, and the movie ends. It's it. That's it. It's over. Are you scared? No, not really. I laughed a little bit during this, actually. This movie was stupid. But, for the most part, I wouldn't even say it's a good ripoff. I'd say that it works as a ripoff of Saw. It needed to care about how it was ripping it off, because, I don't know, it felt lazy at times. Like, oh, there's a bomb inside, there's a bomb inside of him, or there's a bomb and he needs to cut the key out, whatever. That's very Saw. But then just, you know, and then, one drill, you stop that one, yeah, but then she's still handcuffed in. And it didn't really matter that Cherie survived because she still died. Like, the whole point of the Jigsaw test is that you survive and learn something about yourself. Well, this was just like, oh, she survived, but you know what? We don't want her to actually live. I thought that the drill was going to activate again anyway. Like, he was going to die, and then he was going to activate the drill himself. Like, it doesn't matter. They don't care. But, no, she survives, but I'll give it a middle of the road, because it was fun. I didn't hate it. It was stupid, but I like stupid movies sometimes, so there's that. And there's a sequel, so we'll see where that goes, I guess. I'm interested to see what they're going to do in the next one. Did they actually try to do Saw? Did they actually try this time? Or is it going to be just, now that their last one apparently did good enough, we won't do the sequel, let's just do more of the same. I want to know more about Kelly's story. I want to know, I don't know if there's any more to tell, but like, I don't know, I want to know what her, I don't know. I just want to see more of her, I guess. Also, I want to point out that in her audition video, she says she just turned 21. The actress looks like she's 30. I'm sorry. She's like, I just turned 21. I'm like, no, you're 30. I'm sorry. I couldn't find an age for the actress, so who knows? She might have been just looked older for her age, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Are You Scared? Leave a comment below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.